Hi guys. I look very silly right now because I have my headphones and the fancy mic that I was using to record my project, but I'm just gonna use it and go with it. My project is a short film about Janelle Monae's emotion picture. It's this visual album component to the album Dirty Computer that she released in 2018. And my short film analyzes three of the songs from it and how they are a source of empowerment for her and how she empowers others. So the songs that I'm analyzing are Django Jane, Pink, and Make Me Feel. I'll link those in the description or in a comment of this, and also link the emotion picture because everyone should watch it. And it's really exciting. So, what I argue basically is that through these three songs, Janelle Monae sort of takes her story of being oppressed as a black queer woman and rewrites that narrative and creates those identities as something that gives her confidence and energy and strength, especially when she's with other people, when she's in a community and in a safe space. So, some of the main points that I made, I have been outlined. Well, so I talk about how the Dirty Computer universe created in this visual album is like a dystopian society where Janelle Monae is being, her character is Jane. And so Jane is being taken to this authoritarian government building called the House of the New Dawn. And she is what they refer to as a dirty computer, which means that she's a computer that has glitches and she needs to be cleaned. And those glitches are really anything that makes you different. It makes you think differently. So her race, her gender, her sexuality, and all sense of individuality that she has outside of this government is something that needs to be cleaned from her. So the movie goes through all of her memories and shows these men deleting her memories and trying to, essentially make her into this robot for the society. And so Django Jane, Pink, and Make Me Feel are each one of these memories that gets deleted. So I talk about how they each fit in separately to the emotion picture story. Sorry guys, getting my outline again. And so Django Jane specifically, I'll talk about for a little bit. It's really like a Black Power anthem. In my opinion, it's such a cool song. It's the only song that's completely rap in the whole album. And so in that way, it's sort of a stream of consciousness. There's not really like verses and choruses. It's really just all one big verse where it seems as if the things that she's saying are things that she's said to herself in the past where she's frustrated and she needs to give herself some more confidence. So that's sort of what Django Jane is about, and it creates these like sayings and this energy that can be really uplifting for Black women, and it's a really great song. So that one is really cool. It's specifically about Black women, although it does talk about the Black community as a whole, which is a great transition into Pink, because Pink is actually spelled P-Y-N-K, and it's all about Black femininity as well. So in Pink, Janelle Monae playing Jane and Tessa Thompson playing Jane's love interest Zen, they're running away from the authoritarian government, and they go to this motel that's filled with a bunch of other Black women, and they immediately start celebrating and just having fun in this like safe haven where they're not being surveilled by the government. And it's really cool. It has the iconic vagina pants, if y'all have seen, where she has herself wearing pants that look like a vagina, and like 4 or 5 other dancers wearing vagina pants of different sizes, which is really cool. And she even has some people not wearing them because she sort of separates femininity from this idea that biology makes someone feminine. And she, in that way, she allies herself with the trans community in this song, which is really great. And also the whole song talks about how deep inside we're all just pink. She repeats that throughout the whole song. And it's really just about what connects people and how the human biological experience connects everyone. And so in this way, like, instead of looking at femininity as like the opposite of masculinity and something that is looked down upon in society, she really says, no, it's not just the foil to masculinity, it's its own source of power and energy and pleasure. And so she's not just celebrating femininity within herself, she's celebrating it within her love interest, Zen. I forgot the name for a second, Zen, who, like, the two of them throughout the whole movie are sort of in this relationship. And there's a verse in the song that's only in the emotion picture, so you should really watch it, where Jane talks about how much she loves Zen and how much her celebration for herself of her own femininity can also apply to celebrating Zen's femininity as well. And the two of them are really connecting with each other. Just like if y'all remember the Safer Space, Janelle Monae's Cold War article that we read, where the author talks about dissemblance a lot. It's very present also in this film, because unlike her past albums, Janelle Monae is really vulnerable and really human instead of just being an android. So this is one of the songs where she's really defying the act of dissemblance, as Redmond says in that article. So I analyzed Django Jane and then Pink and then Make Me Feel. Make Me Feel is a queer anthem. It's very iconic. All three of these songs were released before the album. They were all released as singles, but this one got a lot of attention because Janelle Monae hadn't spoken up about her sexuality in the past. And so Make Me Feel was really the first instance where she very explicitly said, I am queer. And in an interview that came out, I think either the day of or the day after the album came out, she said that she identifies as bisexual, pansexual, queer. All of those words resonate with her. So it's a really great song. It's very energetic. This song takes place in a queer nightclub, and so it's about really just celebrating queer identity. Everyone in the film is just like dancing and celebrating and having a good time. You can see Janelle Monae playing Jane, like having more and more energy as the song goes on. She really gets a lot of energy. It's super authentic. Like, her dancing is just very expressive. Yeah, and so it's also really relevant because when she talks about Make Me Feel, she's talking about the way that someone makes her feel. So instead of using gendered pronouns and talking about someone that she's interested in, she talks about the way any person would make her feel that she's attracted to, which is a really smart device that can apply to everyone in the LGBTQ community. And it's not just specific, like, no one ever has to change the pronouns when they sing this song because there's no pronouns. It's just about yourself. And so in that way, she sort of takes away, she finds confidence in her own label of being a queer woman, which is really great, and it was really vulnerable for her to do. So now that I've done that rambly description and summarization, I'm gonna say quickly, one thing that I struggled with was really finding enough sources. Since it's such a new album, it was really hard to find scholarly articles, but I ended up using some things from class about Afrofuturism and stuff, which was great. And something I'm really proud of is my ability to synthesize all the scholars that I read and sort of create my own theories about the song. So yeah, I hope you guys listen to the songs because they're really great.